Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching episode 28 of my season 2 of my Nightmare series. I'm just hanging out here in Agrarian Skies, down here in my machine room, where I've done a bit of reorganizing between this episode and last. Let's take a look at that. So I got rid of my old power system. That was all along this wall over here. Tore that all down, put it away. It's run its course. It's no longer all that useful now that I got the nice big reactor over here, which is pumping out all the power I could ever possibly need for the time being. I'm going to work on using some of that power up in this episode. I'm going to focus on building my mining laser, go over a little bit of these changes that I made, and some people might have noticed that in last episode I was making a big derp in my settings on my Tezzeracs here. I was setting the fluid and thinking that it was items, but I went ahead and fixed that up, so this is now receiving items over here. This one is in the, you notice I have two Tezzeracs here. This one is the one that's bringing the power in from the big reactor. It's also receiving items. It's receiving fluid and energy. So all that gets put straight into there. I'm really not doing anything with the fluid just yet through the main channel. Now this Tezzerac, which is my spawners, is receiving items, so it should receive items back from wherever. It's sending fluid, which is sending mob essence, and it's sending energy, which is coming out of that Tezzerac and going right into there. Now if I come out here and look at my big reactor real quick, how I got this set up. This is my main energy Tezzerac, sending all the energy. Set to send fluids, but I'm not sure if I need that. Don't think I'll have any fluids to send, but I went ahead and just put each mode on send, which includes items. So when the reactor has waste that it expels, it comes into this port here. This item duct will go ahead and pull that out and send it through the Tezzerac, and then that will end up back in my main system, my main ME system. And you can see down here I ran a cable over with an export bus set to move stacks or craft. So the system knows how to craft yellorium ingots, which is basically just yellorium dust into a furnace, and then the yellorium dust can be made with sulfur and aluminum dust. No, sorry, sulfur and tin dust. I don't know if I've taught it sulfur and tin dust. I have not. I've just taught it. That's butter. I've just taught it how to cook yellorium ingots in this furnace over here. Yeah, there it is, the recipe. Eventually, when the yellorium dust that I currently have runs out, which is actually not going to be too long, I'll need to teach my system how to make that yellorium dust from scratch, or from the sulfur that we have. Do I have? And I have a lot of sulfur, so that's not a big concern. Right now I have this pulverizer over here is the one I'm using for crafting recipes. Now right now I've only got one crafting recipe, which is niter, and it's kind of a funny crafting recipe. You have a small chance of getting niter from pulverizing sandstone. Small chance. So what I did is I just told it that if you pulverize 16 sandstone, you're likely to get 1 niter. So it just whenever it needs a niter, it just goes ahead and pulverizes 16 sandstone, and so far that's been working out. The reason I needed the niter is because I've set this magma crucible up over here with a fluid interface, so it's pumping straight up into that fluid interface, and this export bus is telling the system to craft cryetium, and that's what I needed the niter for. And this fluid emitter is going to turn that off once I reach the required cryetium buckets to complete the quest, which is 160. Now last episode I was so excited about building my big reactor, I totally forgot to turn in any quests. I had a quest to turn in, which is fungus stripping. That completed actually in the previous episode. I just I was so excited about the reactor I totally forgot to turn in. So let's go ahead and turn this quest in. So I at least got one quest to turn in this episode. And see what I get. Oh, that is a super nice reward. A Thaumian Boss Silverwood Wand and a wand Focus of Equal Trade. Now I already have a wand Focus of Equal Trade that I got from a previous quest, but the Thaumian Boss Wand is definitely a nice, very nice reward for me. That way I don't have to make one. I haven't got around to crafting a Silverwood yet, so that's very, very useful. Let me go ahead and put that wand away. So now I got me a new wand. Is it a full? Yes, it even comes completely full of Viz. So I need to put this wand focus away because it's extra and unenchanted. My current wand focus is enchanted. If I come back to the wand and put my wand focus of Equal Trade back on there. Alright. Nice. Very, very nice. So let's go ahead and get, since that was my makeup quest for the last episode, let's go ahead and get another quest ready to go. And you might see that I tore down the conglomeration of forestry machines that I had over here set up. Those are eventually going to go out either near or with the bees. I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to handle that, if I'm going to make like a bee house or a bee laboratory, however you want to say that anyway. But I was thinking it might go out there in the orchard, but since I'm eventually going to convert over to industrial apiaries, and I have a little bit of forest biome right here, I might be able to just go ahead and use this little area right here for all of my bee needs, and go ahead and, since it's close enough to my main system and stuff, I wouldn't need to use a bunch of tesseracts or anything like that. I could just run cables over here and connect it right up. You see my trees are moving right along. They're getting lots of pollinated leaves. Let me go ahead and, yeah, it is time to go ahead and put those back in there. Go ahead and grab some honeycomb out of here. Grab the honeycomb out of there. Now, I tore down the system to automatically, that will automatically process these combs, but I'm just going to go ahead and store them in my main system for now. What I was about to say though is I have the seed oil to turn in another quest, which is, if I back up here, right, where'd it go? No, that's honey, right, ethanol, oh yeah, seeds. Seed oil, 1600, which is 160 buckets, which I have 160 buckets, so if I go ahead and get, I need a can to get the seed oil out. Oh, I already have a seed oil can, that's good. And I go ahead and tell this that I want to do seed oil, and then as soon as I set this quest, let's see, it is, no, that's not quite all ready to go. This, oh, I increased the size of my molecular assembler chamber. I added one more pattern provider and 5 more CPUs, so that makes it craft a lot faster. So I had to kind of move these things out both, so I had to reassemble them. But I want to set that hardened tank to export, so that as soon as it gets material, it'll put it into the quest delivery system. So that's already set to send seed oil, so all I should need to do is select this task, and as soon as I set that to start accepting seed oil, is that working? Let's set that to move lots of material. There we go. There, going real fast, moving right along. And in just a few seconds, I should have another quest to complete. Look at that, that was fast. Alright, claim my reward. And another reward bag at Epic. Ooh, very nice. Bunch of Essentia. Very cool. Another life. Bringing my total up to 45 lives now. Very nice. and some bees that I got. Attuned princesses. I'm just going to toss them in the system for now. I think I will take these bottles of Ascension down here and throw them into this chest for the time being. We take a quick look at the slaughterhouse. Has been working quite well. If I look at the progress from that, I'm already up to 65%. That's going quite nice. I should be done in an episode or two. Get away from that because it's noisy. All the mobs spawning down there. So back onto the next major thing that I wanted to accomplish this episode, which was to start or to craft my laser drill. So if I look at that, so I'm going to need 4 laser prechargers, which are going to require pink slime. And you may remember many episodes ago, glowstone illuminators. I'm going to need some illuminator frames. Let's see, I think actually I only need 2 of those, right? So I only need 1 laser drill. Glowstone hardened glass, I should have some of that. Plastic sheets, redstone reception clothes, those are all easy. See, now this is they're gonna require 2 each, so if I look at 2, 3, and what did it run out of? I might have to tell it to craft some more aluminum grass and silver ingots. So let me get a couple more of these. I'm gonna need 10 total? Yeah. I put one back in my system. Oh, there it is. Illuminator frame. And it's going to require how much glowstone? 1 bucket per frame. So I'm going to need to tell this to stop for a second. That should stop it for a moment so that it won't output that. I need to switch this to export on this side so that I can get this taken care of. I need some glowstone. Let's go ahead and just let's see, 10. I don't know how much gives me a bucket. How much does 1 give me? If I look over here, that gives me a quarter of a bucket. So if I need 10 total buckets, I'm going to need 40 total. I've already put 1 in there, so I should put 39 more in there, and that should process my 10 illuminator frames. Okay, while those are processing, I need to make sure that I have enough hardened glass. Still have 36 more. That should be enough of that. And also, while that's processing, I need to get my pink slime. You may remember like many episodes ago, I had the slaughterhouse set up. When I first set the slaughterhouse up, I set it up specifically for the purpose of getting pink slime. And I did save my 1 pink slime bucket. So I need to take that pink slime bucket and I want to capture the pink slime in a net. A safari net. Now all the ones I have in here, okay, cool. I have an empty one. Good, I don't have to make one. So now, if I go someplace where I can actually, I'm going to do this right here. No problem. Just gonna make a trap so that this doesn't pour all over the place, and in a second that'll turn into a pink slime. Maybe. Should turn into a pink slime. There it is. And then put them in my net. Okay, so now I have a pink slime in a net. So all I gotta do with that is take it down to my spawn room. Which I still haven't finished off because I still gotta make the sword and thing. Maybe I'll get to that this episode too. I was using this room down here to spawn a bunch of blizzes. I spawned a bunch of blizzes, just killed them off by hand to get all that blizz powder I'm using for the to make the cryoethium. Okay, and probably it's not going to take too much till that's done. That's probably enough pink slimes, pink slime balls to complete the crafting I need to do. So I grabbed my pink slime safari net back out of there. I think the vacuum hopper sucked up a few of my pink slimes too, so there's probably a few more in the system already. Go ahead and refresh my flight here. Come on back up here. These should be done, and okay, yeah, they went back into the system when they were done. So toss those pink slimes in there, put that slime away, don't need this. So now I can look at my laser again. Laser precharger, I'm going to need two of those. Let's see, is that everything I need for that? There is my laser drill, primary. Now I need a laser precharger. I want 4 of these. And I need 8 of these. So I just need 2. What am I missing now? Plastic. There we go. 8 of those. Excellent. Now I'm also going to want some redstone cables, and I am short 2 cables, so I'm going to need 2 more of those. Conduit. Here's what I need. Get that. And I still have this set up to... I can't remember. I think it takes 2 pieces of redstone. Let me just put 1 in there, see if that's enough to do. That is not. I think it's going to take 2 per piece. Yep. So I need 10 more in there to finish off those other 5. Those should end up back in here. And that's 2 more than I need. And I'm going to need a tesseract. I think it should be able to craft me some enderium. Except I am short 2 ender. So if I grab some ender pearls and some buckets, and go ahead and toss those in there, buckets in here. Should give me 4 buckets of enderium. Eventually, I did say I was eventually going to set this up to auto craft with these. Not going to do that until I get this a couple of these fluid quests done, specifically the cryoethium and pyrethium. So I'm just kind of doing that by hand right now. And I will eventually add some more recipes in here for like the enderium that I'm currently making by hand. I pull those all out, toss that enderium powder back in. It should, let's see, did it make? Huh. Oh yeah, fertilizer. That's something else I did between this episode and last. Just real quick, I turned this garden patch into a power garden by adding a fertilizer and using up all the apatite in my system to kind of help me get a jump start even further, you know, because the armor does make things grow a lot faster, but I have to be standing here, and you know, the fertilizer is actually even faster than that. So as long as you have the materials, and it's already used up all the apatite that I had in the system, so I should be getting more of that before too long though. So if I look back in here, Tesseract, am I missing Ender? Go ahead and craft me 2 of those. It shouldn't take too long there. Yeah, I see it's going there in the background. There we go. Bucket, and then I'm going to need another 4 of those. Toss that in there. Toss that in there. That should be too long. So while that crafts, I've got my angel block, which is the probably the vital one that makes a difference. So what's that? I got plenty of flight time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go set up the laser while I wait for that to finish off. Oops, wrong button. What I want to do is I want to show my chunk lines here, because where I want this chunk right here is loaded, and if you look down there you can see that the magic area doesn't come all the way out, so I have a clear view straight down the bedrock in this corner of this chunk. So if I come up here and I want to bring it way high, supposedly the higher you go the more efficient it is, so they say above 120 is good. We're going to go all the way up here to level 200, and then I'm going to put down my sky block there, or the angel block, and I actually want, let's see, that would be where, no, precharger would go right beside that. So look at the laser precharger now. Does this face? No, it doesn't face. Faces away from me. Okay. So I'm going to need to pick that back up. And I don't want to drop it, so I'm going to turn on my sigil of magnetism just so it doesn't fall into the void. So it faces away from me. There we go. That one's going to be like that. And if I go like so, I can put one there. Yeah, that's right. Oops. Let's see the little. Let's go ahead and get the. Let's go ahead and just get the prechargers all in place. So precharger, precharger. Now I can take these out. And I'm going to just go ahead and build a little bit of a platform up here. Just some place for me to stand if I have to come up here and again, I probably won't need to come up here again once this is built. And I guess I need to put something there to place my drill against. There we go. And you see it's all lit up now with lasers. You don't want to step in those, by the way. They'll catch on fire. They are quite nasty. And I go ahead and put my redstone energy conduits down, which is going to go like that. And you probably can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to come back up here with that Tesseract, and it's going to go right on top of there. Make sure I got plenty of flight. I do. No problem there. It's fall up. And while I was falling there, I wanted to show something here. Something that one of my viewers, one of my favorite viewers, suggested. I can go ahead and turn these chunk lines off too. Is on a previous episode I stated that I had started to fall into the void, and I had to use my warp book to warp back to my home point, and because of the velocity that I had, I splatted. I lost a life, and some of my stuff got sucked up by that vacuum hopper that's there. So what I did is I added a new waypoint, and it's called water. And what's that going to do? It's going to bring me right into this big lake of water that I have down here. So my velocity should not matter. That's my safety net there. So thought I'd mention that real quick. I finally did set that waypoint up in my workbook. So if for any reason I start falling into the void and I don't have my flight on, I can use that water warp point and I won't splat. It'll also be good if for any reason I manage to catch myself on fire, which shouldn't happen so long as I have my bound armor on, but I am known to occasionally forget to put my bound armor back on and run into the nether and jump in the lava, so so that could help with that too. Put you out, put the fire out real quick too. So okay, so I came back up here to get my tesseract, which that's the tesseract frame. I need a completed tesseract. There it is. So if I come on up here, go way back up here to my laser thingy. Looks kind of like a UFO, doesn't it? The laser beaming down. But if I cut the corners off of it, it'll look more like a circle too. There we go. And then I'm just going to set this to main, which it should now be receiving power. If I look in here, you see that the work is going crazy. All of the prechargers are staying completely full of energy. That is exactly what I wanted to see. So this is now working at it is working at maximum capacity. Except I need to configure this to fluids nothing, items send only. So it's receiving energy and sending items now. So now if I look here, it's okay, work is working. And you know what? I think I am going to just go ahead and do this so it looks a little more round when I look up at it from down below. There we go. Plenty of flight left. Okay. Made me nervous there. I think I started falling further than I expected. So yeah, there's my laser platform, fully powered. And if I come down here and check out the big reactor, I should see now that it is going to be producing, yeah, the power usage on it has started to climb quite a bit. And my regulator, I will try to explain this real quick. This is a programmable RedNet controller from Minecraft Reloaded. And if I look at RedNet, I can see that you need a RedNet controller housing to make one of these. That's the crafting recipe for the actual controller. That's the crafting recipe for the housing. It's a very nice decorative block too, the housing is. But once you craft one of these, it is basically pretty much can do all of these functions inside. Now if you're familiar with real life program logic control, this will all be you know, easy for you to understand. Second hat basically. If not, you kind of have to find a guide, or there's an in-game craftable manual for this stuff. And what I've done is I've used the maximum 2 input, because, well, there's not a 1 input. So. And I'm not 100% sure how this works. I got this idea from one of my other favorite YouTubers. Purple Mentet showed this. He didn't exactly explain it too well either, but let me see if I can't make a little sense out of it. Basically, it's taking these this channel, the white channel, and it's sending output to the purple channel. And if I look at the reactor over here, On the white channel, I'm sending the energy output percentage. So that's a number from 1 to 100. It's then receiving on the magenta channel, right here, input, it is the control rod insertion percentage. So basically what this is doing is just taking the charge and sending that number straight over to the control rod insertion thing. So if the reactor is 100% full, then the rods will be 100% inserted. So basically just using this one program within the program logic controller and 2 channels of the RedNet in the RedNet reactor, or the reactor RedNet port, I've set up a very simple regulation to so that it will basically not waste too much fuel. So now that I've got the laser connected and that is draining lots of power and reducing the energy buffer within the reactor itself, the control rods are being pulled out. Yeah, got enough flight to get up here. The control rods are being pulled out. She's currently in 22%. Now if I look down here, I probably have about 22% in the, see, 22% full in the energy buffer. So as the system demands more power and starts draining the energy buffer, the reactor pulls the rods back, or the RedNet controller tells the reactor to pull the rods back out in order to try and keep this energy buffer closer to full. So kinda is looking like maybe that's where it's going to stabilize around 22% now, because it's in, I'm drawing 10K RF. It seems about right. I believe each one of those prechargers takes about 2,500 RF. So that's probably where it will now stabilize. So I said I wanted to use up all the power this reactor's producing, and I'm using up a good percentage of it. In fact, I'm using up, let's see, about almost 80% of the power that this can put out. Mostly in that laser. Now what's going to happen now that I got that laser set up, it's sending items back into the system through the main tesseract frequency. So I'm going to start seeing ore in here. So if I look for ore, so I have all this ore left over from X-Nilo, but if I come down here, you can see I've already got 3 diamond ore, some redstone ore, some nether quartz, ardite and cobalt are probably the stuff I got while I was actually mining over there. But you can see down here, tin ore, coal ore, silver ore. Okay, so it is really, it's working quite fast. It's giving me stuff, bauxite ore, Certus quartz, and that's one of the things I really want, more emerald ore. Nice. So that is just great, and I think that may have, in fact, completed a quest for me. So let's look at that. That would be under for the hoarding. I look at that, and yes, it did. It completed a quest. Automated mining. So I made a laser drill and a laser precharger. So if I can claim that, red or brown. I'm pretty sure red would be the one. Oh, I get both. Okay, so great. And I believe speed runes. It's okay. I believe the brown ones are going to give me things like iron. I'm not sure what else. And the red ones are definitely going to give me things like redstone. So if I go put those pre-charges in there, let's see, what's the one I want? I'll have to do some research between this episode and next and let you know what laser focus might, because the one I want is the one that's going to give me the Certus quartz. That's the one I really want. Maybe some more diamonds. So, okay, my flight's worn off. I want to fly up there. I think I want to put these red these red focus in the laser. I'm not sure. I don't think I want the brown ones. I've got plenty of enough iron for the time being. And I believe that with the laser just working the way it is, it's probably going to give me plenty more. I need more redstone for a couple other quests, I believe. Specifically, the destabilized redstone liquid quests. And if I look at go with the flow, yeah, I need a bunch of redstone for fluid energy. I'm going to need some more redstone for great balls of fire, I believe. The cryethium the pyrethium takes redstone. I've got a little bit of it in there, but yeah, it takes redstone. So, gonna need more redstone. So, okay, so that's my laser. That's a bit of the changes that I made to the system. I think I've explained most of those. I added these furnaces over here just to help the oh, look at that, it completed. You know what else completed this episode is I've completed the toasty quest, toasty bread. So there's, what's that, 4 now? Well, so claim that one, and I can turn in toasty quest. Whoops, I want to open these reward bags. Let's see, I've got an epic reward and a greater bag. Greater one give me instant health 4, not impressive, and regeneration, also not very impressive. So nothing too big there. Another life, bringing my total to 47. Go ahead and put the, oops, get one of those flight potions back out. Okay, so what I could probably do is go ahead and set up another quest here before I complete this episode, and turn my system back on over here to start doing the cryethium again. There we go. So now I set that back to active with signal. It'll start trying to craft cryethium again and sending it into the magma crucible, I hope. Let me check up here real quick. Let me just clear that. Okay. It's probably sending stuff over here. Pulverizer? No. What's up? It's glitching a little bit. I'm not sure what's up with it. Pull that out, move it. Maybe that'll kickstart it. No? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if it seems like your system's just not doing what it should be doing, moving a few recipes around sometimes will kickstart it. I think I've mentioned that a few times in previous episodes, but it's worthy to note that if you're having troubles with your system, you can go ahead and kickstart it by moving some recipes around. You know, give your ME system a kick in the pants from time to time, basically. Okay, so that's all set up again. It's cooked up some cryethium. It's probably now trying to craft it over here. If I look over here, yes, it's sending sandstone over there. So we're back to auto crafting cryethium, and it'll keep doing that until it reaches the amount they needed for the quest, and I'll switch that over to pyrethium, and then probably at that point I'll switch it over to the fluid power. So do I have enough fluid for anything else? No, I do not. So, but I can set my system up to now start crafting. Let's see, what do I have? Actually, I already have the hearty breakfast programmed in. So why don't I do that one? So I need to craft one of those. Actually, I have some of those crafted. So if I switch this with the hearty breakfast, and then tell this to set that to that one. Okay, and that's all I had to do for that, because the hearty breakfast is already in the ME system. It should start automatically crafting them. And if I come up and look at the crafting thing, yep, there it's going, just going nuts. It'll probably do that until it runs out of apple juice, because that is what I used for the juice part of the recipe, because it can be, you can use many different juices for it. Hopefully I have enough apples to complete that quest. It looks like I might. So that one's not going to take long. That one will be, wow, that's already 39%, 40%. Yeah, that one's not going to take long at all. Maybe if I just, wait a few minutes, that one will actually be done. While I'm waiting for that to finish up, there was something else I wanted to do this episode. I totally forget what it was. Does something to do with the farm? No. Something to do with bees? I don't think so. I do got a lot of sapperlings waiting for me whenever I get around to doing that. I think I've actually gotten all the things that I intend. Oh yes, I remember now what it is that I wanted to do. The other thing for this episode was to start working on some better aesthetics, and to do that I wanted to go into Mariculture and make a sawmill. Where's that saw? There it is, the Mariculture sawmill. I want to make one of those. What do I need? A wooden construction block. That's wood construction block, and an Invar axe. And now I can make a Mariculture sawmill. These things are neat. I'm just going to go ahead and place it down over here. It doesn't require any power of its own or anything. I mean, it just works on its own, but it does require blueprints? Where is it? Blue? Maybe not. Definitely requires that I make some chalk. C-H-A-L. Chalk. Planting chalk. And I do have the stuff to make that. And I think I need some... Let's see if I look real quick in here. Missing plan. So it needs a plan. Oop, wait, back up. I see them. There they are. Blank plan. I need one of these. So I get a blank plan and a piece of planting chalk. And if I take these up, I want to make wall. I want to make special wall, because if you look at the number of walls available, there's only two. There's cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. Well, I want some smooth stone walls. Now there's smooth stone walls, but that's not exactly, they're not just smooth stone walls, and I'll explain that here in a second. Mariculture walls, I'm just going to put that down, and I think, do I use the, no, I use chalk on it. There we go. And then it used up my chalk and my blank plan, and give me a wall plan. So now, if I take the wall plan and I put it into the sawmill, it now has a plan that it can use. I have to put in a block for each side of the finished product. So let's say I want something funky. I'm just going to go for an example here. I want some oak wood, I want some jungle wood sides, I want a wool side. No, I don't want rubber wood side. I want a bloodwood side. That's 5 sides. Okay, well, let's see. I want bloodwood there and there. I think that's the top and the bottom. And then I want to wrap it with different colors of wood, and I want one side to be wool. So now you'll see that it's doing its progress. And once this completes, it's going to make me a wall that has a different texture on each side. You can do just basic blocks. You can do, let's see, I should have a lookup plan. Let's see, you can do flooring blocks, which I believe are half slabs, I think. You can do regular blocks, stair blocks. Oh no, they're slabs. I'm not sure what flooring would be then. I've done that one before. Fence, which is your standard fence, so you can make your fence look like anything you want. Gates to go with that fence. Wall, that's what I'm doing. Light, so if you do light, you can, click on a torch someplace and you'll get the light plan. And then what that'll give you is a block that emits light. It looks like a regular block, but then you can put it in the wall and it emits light, and it can look exactly like the rest of the blocks in your wall. So if I look in here now, I've got my bloodwood custom fence thing. So if I put some of them down, you'll see that each side of it has a different texture based on what I put into the thing. So in this direction, see, this side's wool, this side's oak, whatever. Then you can repaint these two with a brush. The Mariculture brush is going to require another sawmill and some wool blocks, and what is that? A block of aluminum, which I already have in the system. That's good. And this will get used up over time, but what I can do is I can go and shift right click, I think it is. Yes, and that sets its paint texture to stone. Now any block or Mariculture custom wall, custom block, any of the Mariculture custom things, I can walk up and I can now paint each individual side whatever I want. Isn't that awesome? So now that I got that, I got my wall. What I wanted was to make some stone walls that were just, basic stone, because you can't. I want stone walls right here, right along this walkway and out there, and then I will probably make black stone walls for when it switches over to the blackstone landing area. So that is great. So these examples, I'm just going to go ahead and toss them. So yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to get done this episode, was to start into the Mariculture stuff. I'm not going to get to the other Mariculture stuff that I wanted to get to this episode, which was to start on fishing and fish stuff. So I will definitely get into some fish in the next episode. What happened to the other one? Oh, because it's different. It went someplace else. Oh well. Not a big deal. I don't really want these ones anyway, so I think that I'm way probably beyond my time at this point, my regular amount of time that I want to use up, and I've gotten to just about everything I wanted to. Like I said, fish is going to be for the next episode. I'll do some fish and some bees, maybe some trees, and we'll focus on getting resources in a different manner. Basically the fish can give you resources. We already know that bees give us resources. But we'll get a little focus on that next episode. Oh, yeah. And it did already complete my other quest. So let me go ahead and turn that in for my final act for this episode. It completed my breakfast meal thingy here, so I'm going to go ahead and claim that reward. That gives me 2 full lives, bringing me up to 49 total. Wow, just one away from 50. And another flight potion. No, that's just one more I don't have to refill. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share it with all your friends. If not, comment anyway. Let me know what I can do to do better in the next one. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.